Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. In today's stream, I'm going to be doing just a little bit of basing on these orcs. So I'm just going to do a very simple, very simple basing. Actually, I might try something different. I was going to use... I was going to just use some glue and just this like standard modeling sand, which is what I used like for this miniature here. That's basically just a piece of gravel, and then I used that modeling sand and then painted it. But I just remembered that I bought this stuff a while back. Astrogranite. Hello, Robot Crash. Welcome to the stream and thanks for the follow. So yeah, since I have this stuff, I think I'm going to try it out on these orcs. See how I like it. Except that my little tool is not here. Where did I put it? I think it's in the other room. Have you used this stuff yet, Jabil? I don't think you have. I think you bought some, but I don't think you've used this yet, right? Be right back. I'm just gonna get my little sculpting tool thing. Yeah, I got this little sculpting tool that I'm going to use for that. I've never used this stuff. It's like a texture. It's basically a texture and a paint in one, from what I've been told. So let's try it out and see how it works in these orcs. So it's basically like a sand and paint in one. I don't know if it's worth the... Like, I can't remember how much this stuff costs, but I don't know if it's going to be worth the money to buy this stuff compared to just using the standard glue and sand method. But I figured since they have it, I figured I'd just buy some and try it. One little can of it isn't gonna break the bank, so basically the guy at the GW store was showing me how to use this stuff, and it's pretty simple. You just take it out of the little canister, and you just kind of spread it onto the base. I'm gonna put a little bit more right there in the middle because the GW bases, they have kind of like a plastic circle in the middle there for, I guess, where I'm assuming that's where the plastic gets injected. Hello, Thaper Vimonk. Thaper Vimonk? Thaper Vimonk, I'm gonna say. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow, man. We're just messing around with some top secret Games Workshop or Citadel Astrogranite texture for basing the miniatures. First time using this stuff. I'm really curious how it's gonna work out. So the idea is that you just put this stuff on and then let it dry. And then once it dries, you just paint it and dry brush it. Let's try it out. Oh, the pervy monk. Oh, okay. That's hilarious. I'm like, Thaper Vimonk. Thaper Vimonk. You see, in my mind, the words like pervy and monk, they kind of don't go together. To me, when I think of monks, I always think of like the old school Gregorian chanting monks with the robes and the hoods on. This stuff is weird. I don't know how this is gonna look. Robot Cash, they missed the R. Have any of you guys ever worked with this stuff? The this astrogranite stuff? It's my first time trying it out. It's really weird. But I'm willing to try it. Some of the minis that they had at the GW store that used this stuff, the base looked pretty cool. And I asked the guy, how did you do the base? And he showed me this stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it out. Come on. Get in there. Hey, 7 models is better than 0 models. What kind of models did you paint so far? will say this stuff is fairly easy to put on. Just don't use a brush to put this stuff on. You need like a little sculpting tool. Because I think this stuff would ruin a brush. Two Chaos Warriors and 5 Bloodletters. Oh, cool, man. For sure, man. Post a link. Let's see. Yeah, this stuff is a bit different than sand. I've always just used sand, but I want to try this stuff and see if I like it. Wow, man, great job. Those look awesome. Yeah, they look great, man. I love the horns. Very cool, man. I love the swords on these guys too. Damn, these are your first 7 models? You're pretty talented, man. Did you do any other kind of painting before this? Or any other kind of modeling? Oh man, great job on those first few models. You're a natural, man. How do you like painting? Man, that looks awesome. I really like that. Yeah, that looks good, man. I like how you have the black on the feet and on the hands. And it just kind of blends into the red or the green. Sweet, dude. Yeah, I want to start playing too. That's why I'm kind of getting this, working on this orc army. I have like so many armies started, but nothing really finished to be able to play with, so I'm working on these orcs. I've got a whole bunch of them built already, assembled and ready for painting. What do I have for chaos? I have can't remember what they are, but they're I got the Dark Vengeance set, which came with some chaos dudes. I haven't finished painting them yet. Actually, I just started. I started, then I kind of stopped, put them away. I'll go back to them once I finish these orcs.
Let it collapse into the abyss. In the midst of summer it won't exist. This emptiness, it's just a blank slate, waiting for pain to interfere. It's quite complex, but what I know.
Who's DV? Oh, Dark Vengeance. Yeah, this is one of the ones I started painting. Just 1 second here. Make some space here. This guy here. It's as far as I got with my chaos from that set. Actually, that's not true. I have a few other little ones somewhere here. Oh yeah, like this guy here. Yep, Iron Wares. Not finished yet. So I wonder how long this stuff takes to dry. Yeah, me too, man. What I actually found is what I would do is I would like build, let's say 3 or 4 models, and then I would like be like, okay, well, I'm gonna get these painted first before I build any more, and then I'd buy some more. I turned it off, sorry about that. And then I'd build I'd build a couple models, I'd wait to paint them, then I'd buy some more, but I wouldn't build them, and then I would kind of get stuck like that, where I was like, well, I'm not going to build any more models until I get the other ones, until I get these first 5 painted or whatever. But a couple months ago, or about a month ago, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to start building. Even if I don't paint them right now, I'm just going to build all the models that I can. So I just started building and building and building, and those cabinets behind me there, I'm just putting all my models, I'm building them and then shoving them in those cabinets right there. And then now that I've done that, I can kind of see what I have instead of just having boxes of stuff. I mean, I still have a whole bunch of boxes that I haven't built yet, but I'm way further along now than when I was kind of just doing a couple and then trying to paint them. So the idea is I'm just going to keep building and building, and then paint whenever I can. But I'm not going to let the fact that I haven't painted any models stop me from building them. Because once I get them built, then I can actually start maybe even playing the game, even if their models are not painted. At least with my friends or whatever. The only thing you can't really do is some of the models, some of the bigger models, like these guys are okay, but some of the bigger models, there are certain pieces that you don't really want to glue fully until you paint them, because then you can't get behind stuff, especially like vehicles and stuff. So those are the only ones that are like half built, where I have some parts that are not glued together yet because I'm waiting to paint them. So yeah, I don't know about this stuff. I guess it's gonna take a while to dry. I'll probably have to leave them overnight. I guess what I can do is I can do these guys here as well. These are some of my older orcs that I painted a few years ago. Alright, let's see if I can pronounce this one correctly. H-Plage, welcome to the stream, and thanks for the follow, man. H-Plage. Hey, cool kitty. How's it going? For those of you just tuning in, we're playing with this stuff called Astrogranite. It's like a basing, it's basically glue. Sorry, it's basically sand and paint in one. And it's used to base the miniatures. Something that Games Workshop released not too long ago. And I've never tried it before, so I'm testing it out to see how well it works for basing the miniatures. It's kind of messy to work with, but I'm hoping it'll look good. Hey, cool kitty, thanks for the follow. The pervy monk, what's going on, man? What an awesome business model Games Workshop has, eh? They take a little bit of sand from the beach and a little bit of gray paint and shove it in a little box like that, or a little canister, and they sell it to suckers like me at a premium. And I buy it because I'm curious. Oh, no way. Seriously? This is what are you using, like this kind of stuff? Texture paints? Or like a spray texture? Oh man, autocorrect. Sometimes I have to, when the chats come through, I have to kind of read them a couple times and then I figure, oh man, that's gotta be autocorrect because that doesn't really make sense 100%, so I just wait for people to fix it. Stirland Mud. Is that a Citadel thing, or I don't know what Stirland Mud is. Is that like one of these things? Like a texture paint? Oh, okay, that's cool. Have you worked with that stuff before? Or is this your first time using it? Really, eh? Well, that's exciting. I think what I might do is I think for my Ork Boyz, I'll just use this stuff for all of them. Because it's pretty fast. This stuff is pretty quick to use. You just kind of slap it on there. And I watched a guy at the GW store do this, and he literally just did exactly what I'm doing right now. Just kind of slapped it on there. Didn't really care too much. And then I saw the finished product, and it actually looked pretty decent. So it's pretty easy to use. I like that. Then you just kind of paint it whatever color you want. Or in your case, if you just want to use, just leave it brown, that's cool. And then you do a little bit of dry brushing. And I think it'll look pretty good. And then maybe for like my knobs and stuff, I can do, or any of the bigger orcs, I can do something a little bit more elaborate than just this stuff. Oh yeah, for sure. Wash it and dry brush it. Null oil is awesome. Well, any of the washes, I guess. Like the Agrax Earthshade, I could probably do that as well. I guess null oil would be more like a more closer to a black color or a dark gray. Yeah, this stuff is pretty easy to put on. I'm kind of liking it. Oh no, I ran out of orcs. I gotta grab the rest of my orcs. So what kind of models are you what kind of models are your friends' minis? What kind of army is it? Bane Riders from Privateer Press. What faction are Bane Riders from? Oh, cricks. Yeah, my brother and a buddy of mine play Crix. I've only played a couple of games of War Machine, and both times it was I was playing my Kador versus Crix. Crix are annoying to play against. First time I played, I think I lost. And the second time I was playing against my buddy and he was totally winning, but he just made like one wrong move, and my Devastator, I kind of fluked out, rolled some, I got a couple good fluky dice rolls, and I pretty much took out his Warcaster. I mean, but that was like, we were total noobs in the game. We were just playing like super basic game, just playing around and learning the mechanics and trying to figure out how to actually play. Be the Star, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow, man. Well, the one game I played, a number of years ago against my brother and his Crix, that was under MK2, and then since MK3 came out, I got a bunch of my friends into it as well, and we all picked up a bunch of armies. So I bought a new battle group for Troll Bloods for MK3, and I got a new Cater one, and oh man, what the heck is the other one called? Scorn. So there's myself and three other friends of mine, well, two friends and my sister, and we all picked up starter sets, so we're all getting one army for War Machine and one army for Hordes. So between the four of us, we pretty much have pretty much every army. So we're gonna build them, paint them, and then we're gonna start playing the game. So we all kind of just called dibs on the different armies. Those new battle group boxes are awesome. What's going on, Be the Star? So which one, the Pervy Monk, which faction do you play? I keep calling them factions, but like in Warhammer 40k, I always refer to them as armies. Like, which army do you play? But for some reason in War Machine, I don't think of them as armies, I think of them as factions. Level Maker times 500. How's it going, man? Six factions, awesome, man. It's okay. Your wallet will recover. Life's short, right? Like, why limit yourself to just one faction? So if you got 6 of them, oh, that's awesome, man. So you're probably an expert in playing the game then. If you got 6, isn't there only like 9 factions total? You pretty much have almost everything. What tool should you use for base texturing? Are you talking about what I'm doing here? Like this stuff? This tool here? Like putting on the texture? Nick, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow, man. Well, if you're referring to this tool here, this is just like a sculpting tool. Level Maker times 500. Thanks for the follow, man. This is just like a flat, yeah, it's a flat sculpting tool. We'll have to wait for Borat to stop dancing. It's just like on one side it has that sharper edge, and on this side it just has, it's kind of hard to see, but it's basically just, you can pretty much use anything that would be similar to this. Trying to think what else would be similar to this that you could use. Maybe like the back of a paintbrush if you don't have a sculpting tool. EMSK. E-M-S-K? Or is it EMSK? Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Is there 12? Wow. I didn't even realize there was that many. There's like... It's funny because I was kind of away from the hobby for a couple of years. And there's this one faction, and I don't know if it's a faction or not, but it's like at my local gaming store, they have a couple boxes, but they're like way up high where I can't reach them. And I saw them there a few times, but I can never find that faction on their website. And I don't really know if it's a faction or not, but it's, and I can't remember what the name of it, but it's like, it came out a few years back, and they had a box, and it's kind of like a white colored thing. It's not Retribution, it's not what is the other one? It's not Retribution. I was always wondering what the heck that thing is. I'm trying to see if I can think what the name of it is. I think the box was like a battle engine or something. Emsk. I like Emsk. I'm gonna go with Emsk. That's what feels good in my heart, man. Emsk. Convergence of Cyrus. That might be it. What is that thing? Is that a faction, or is that like some kind of add-on to one of the factions? Because there's no like, there was no starter set for it. There's no like new battle group for that. When I originally saw it, I thought it was it was one of the factions, but they didn't release a battle group for that one. So then I was confused. I'm like, is that a faction, or is that just something that was like a battle engine or something? What Space Marine vehicles do you recommend I get? That is a very difficult question to answer, because I have absolutely no idea what your goal is. Like, are you building out an army for a tournament, or just for painting, or what are you trying to accomplish? I'll tell you what I do. I go to the store and I look at a box and I find one that looks really cool and I buy it. Which is probably not a good thing because my wallet suffers, but I'm mostly into the hobby for painting and collecting, not so much playing. So it's not like I have this like super advanced army list building process or anything like that. If I see a model that I like, I'll buy it, and then I'll try to build an army around that, or I'll build a list around it. Or if I use it in a list, great. If I don't, then that's okay too. So if you're just mostly into painting, then get whatever vehicles you think look cool. So it's a new faction of robot people. Okay. So it is a new faction, but I guess they just didn't come up with a starter set for it yet, or like a battle group under the new. So this orc clearly lost his head. I'm gonna have to glue that back. There you go, all fixed. Okay. That's probably why my local store had nothing on them. I think they had like a battle engine or something. Like one of the bigger boxes. Actually, you know what? It might have been like one of those army boxes. Not a battle group, but one of those like all-in-one army things that they were selling a while back. For MK2. And it looked interesting, but it's like they have limited space, shelf space, so some of the stuff they put like really up high. And you have to like, you can see it but you can't grab it, so you have to like get a staff member and they have to bring a ladder out and they have to go up there and climb. Yeah, I was just too lazy to go look for somebody. But it looked interesting, the models, from what I could see. Do I ever do different colored skin on the orcs? So far, no. I really like the green. I know some people like to do different colors just to be different, like blue or purple. Somebody on the stream was talking about the other day about wanting to do an orc army with like flesh colored skin, like just regular human flesh colored skin. And I thought that was a cool idea. That might look really weird. They'll just look like really buff humans. So, if you have like, well, I guess you have half of them. So which factions don't you have yet? You know what I've never seen? I've seen blue, but I've never seen red colored orcs. At least I don't think I have. By the way, guys, if you ever have like guests over or somebody that comes over to look at your models, or I mean, if they come over and they just happen to be looking at your models and they want to hold them, and they're people who don't play War Machine, have never built a model. This is, I recommend if you play orcs or if you have orcs, I recommend giving them an orc model, because this is what tends to happen. They drop them and break them. But with orcs, it doesn't really matter, because you just glue them back together and they're stronger than they were before. This one will be really easy to put this stuff on because somebody dropped it. You have Tau and Space Marines. Cool, man. And what chapter of Space Marines are you collecting or playing? So you don't have Scorn or Trolls or Minions or Cater or Crix or Retribution. Cool. So you've got Circle Orboros. What's your favorite faction from the ones that you do have? Do I use this for all of my bases? Nope. Nope, this is actually the first time I'm ever using this stuff. I just learned about it recently. I saw some, I was at a GW store, the guy had some miniatures painted with this basing stuff, and he did a little demonstration for us showing us how easy it is to use. So I decided to buy a little bottle and try it out. This is the first time. I figured I'd use it on my orcs and see if I like it. On my Ork Boyz. And then if I like it, I'll use it on maybe on my knobs and other models, but if it doesn't look that great, then I won't be too worried. Like this guy here. See you later, level maker times 500. This one I used like a sand, modeling sand. Similar to the texture paint, but a little bit different. This one, same thing. I use sand for this one. And then that right there is just a piece of gravel from my driveway. And these are little tufts of grass. So just depending on the model, I use different things. Oops. Your heart belongs to Menoth, eh? Protectorate of Menoth. What color scheme did you paint your Menoth? Did you go with like the standard one, or more like a more darker? Alright, I need more orcs. More orcs, more orcs. I wonder if I have any more orcs there. Oh, I see more orcs. One sec, I'm gonna go grab some more orcs. Standard Menoth, but with deep purples and more gold. Nice. More orcs. Probably gonna end up running out of this stuff because I got so many orcs here. Maybe I'll have to use it a little bit more sparingly. Yeah, War Machine's looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to learn and play. I like the fact that you can play it on a 4x4 table, because I'll mostly be playing, at least to start, I'll most likely be playing with my friends. So I can set that up in my dining room. It's easier to find the space than like a full-sized 40K table. And also just the smaller size games you can play. I find that the rules seem easier to learn than 40K. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this guy aside for now. Stick with. Rumble games. What's a rumble game? I clearly didn't read the rule book, or that section in the rule book yet. Is that like a small game? Just like a really quick game to like demo, or like to demo the game? Or is that like a multiplayer thing with more than 2 players? Orcs. So many orcs. That's cool. Yeah, it really seems like, I mean, from what I've seen so far, it really seems like Privateer Press really listen to the community and to players, and it seems like they're aware of the fact that there's so many games popping out, and board games and miniature board game hybrids, that it seems like they kind of streamlined a lot of things and are making it easier for new people to get into the game. Not just cost-wise, but also streamlining the rules and making it easier to kind of get started, and to like in the new battle group boxes, the little basic training thing in there. It's awesome. There's I think like 11 missions or something you go through, and it teaches you all the basics one by one. I went through that again because I haven't played the game for years, so I just started going through that just to kind of go through the fundamentals and learn it, and it's awesome. Like it makes it so much easier to internalize the basic mechanics of the game. So it's like they seem to be listening to the to the industry and what new people are asking for. But at the same time, the game, from my understanding of it, I mean, I don't play it, but from the research I've done on it, it seems like the game still has a lot of depth for advanced players. So it's not like they just took the game and made it for beginners only and completely nerfed it or something. And I like how all the models got upgrades. I'm pretty impressed with Privateer Press. Yeah, that's what I hear. The competitive, like, tournament scene for War Machine Hordes is doing really well. Which is cool. I think it's awesome to see them doing so well. Hey Bit Wars, how's it going? Welcome back. Playing around with this little texture paint today, Astro Granite. First time using it. Just doing some basing for my Ork Boyz. I wonder if I'll have enough of this stuff or if I'm going to run out. I'm not sure when I'm gonna get these done, and the reason I say that is because in those glass shelves behind me here, I still have a ton more orcs to paint. That I've already built, and then I probably have maybe 3 or 4 other boxes that I haven't even started building yet. Mostly vehicles. So I'm not sure when I'm gonna get all of them done. But the 5 orcs that I started last week, they're getting close to being done, and those ones are, I'm pretty much just going to use them as an example. Like once I do the basing, which I did today or tonight, and then I'll let this stuff dry overnight, and tomorrow I'll probably finish off the basing for those 5 that I started last week. Like this one I'm doing right now, this I painted a while back, just like a few years ago. But the 5 that I started last week, I'll get the basing done maybe tomorrow, and then maybe add a little bit more detail to them, and then I'll use those ones as kind of like my template for, you know, color scheme and whatever for the rest of my Ork Boyz and my knobs and stuff like that. But this guy lost his head again. Where did it go? I really have to glue that back on there. I want to do a lot more yellow for some of the knobs and maybe the bikers and stuff like that. So I want to have the boys are going to be kind of like this. Like this guy has no yellow, but I might find some place somewhere here to maybe on the gun or something just to kind of accent the yellow. Bring out if they have a shoulder pad, I always paint the yellow. So these guys are going to have a little bit of yellow, and then you know, something like this. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna make this more yellow. So the bigger the arm or the bigger the model, the more yellow it's gonna have. And again, this is one I painted a while back. But those 5 I should probably have done maybe tomorrow or so. And then from there, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna prime the rest of the other ones that I've already built, and then use the 5 that I built or the 5 that I painted in last week as the template for the rest of them. But I'm not really sure when I'm gonna get the whole thing done. Because knowing me, I'll probably get to a certain point, and then I'll run out to the store to get like, maybe like, oh, I need some more of this stuff, and then I'll go to the store and be like, okay, I'm gonna pick up 1 of these or 2 of these, and I'll end up spending a lot more money and picking up more Ork stuff. Yeah, I love the yellow, like it's like some people love the red, and I know the vehicles that are painted red get to go faster, but I don't know, for me the yellow is just way cooler. Yellow is hard to paint, but I love how it looks in the models. The contrast is just so high. But also, I think the other reason for it is because, like, my other army for my Space Marine army, the chapter I picked was Blood Angels. So obviously they're all going to be red. So like all my Blood Angels vehicles are going to be red. All my Space Marines are going to be red. So I didn't want to have orcs with red as well. I want to have contrast, so in my display case I want my orcs to be green and yellow. I have no idea how I'm going to paint the vehicles yet, like the jet that I got, because I suck at painting yellow, especially on larger surfaces. So I think I'm going to have to learn how to use my airbrush for that, because I don't think there's any way I'll be able to paint it and make it look decent with a brush. one of the reasons I started streaming, decided to get into the streaming stuff, is because I really want to improve my painting skills. I'm still such a noob at this stuff, and I find that I kind of figured that if I start streaming, it's gonna be kind of like an accountability thing, and it's gonna force me to, you know, at least every time I'm streaming, I've got to be painting something, or learning a new technique, or practicing some new technique, or even, you know, something like this, doing basing. Well, I don't know how this stuff is gonna look when it's fully done, but I will say it's easy to, it's pretty easy to put on. So what do I have left here? These 4? That's it? I think so. How much of the stuff do I have left? Oh yeah, there's still plenty. I think maybe this guy, I might repaint this mohawk thing here, or whatever this thing is called. I might repaint this yellow. instead of purple. Man, this stuff better look good once it's dry and once I paint it. Otherwise I'm gonna have a whole bunch of orcs that I gotta rebase. That would suck. Yeah, there's so many different ways you can base your models. So from the videos that you've seen so far, what are you thinking? What do you think you're gonna do for basing? Glue and flock. I've mostly just used glue and sand. I've also did like put a little bit of like rocks and stuff on there. Oh, and the little tufts of grass. That stuff is the little tufts of grass is like, for people who don't know anything about tabletop miniatures, they're always amazed by it. It's like, I'll show you something. So here's a Seraphon that I painted a while back, and you know, spent quite a bit of time on painting this guy, and I got like, I don't know, 20 of them or something painted. And then I don't know if you can really see it here, but you see the little tufts of grass right there? Let's see if it shows in the camera. Well, it's like people would pick up this model. I've shown it to a few people that are not into tabletop gaming. They kind of look at it and like, wow, it's a nice model. And then they look at the grass and they're like, whoa, dude, that grass is amazing. Like, they're completely blown away by this grass. And it's like, takes 2 seconds to put that on. You just peel it off and stick it on. It's like, hey, dude, I spent like this much time on the model. That grass took 2 seconds, and they ignore the model. They're mesmerized by the grass. It's kind of funny. But it just adds that little... This one's actually not a good example. I have some other ones that the grass looks way better. But if you find that stuff, like those little grass particles, just like... Actually, you know what? This might not be... this might be flock that I used on this one. Yeah, this is just flock. That's not what I'm talking about. Hold on. This is the grass that I'm talking about. This stuff. It's like... It's kind of more spiky. They look like little bushes or something. Like little tufts. I stick that on and people freak out. They're like, oh my god, what is that? That is so amazing. How did you do that? And they like completely ignore the model. Go figure, eh? But I think it looks cool, so I get it. Yep, cork. Or somebody was using bark today. I saw on another stream. He was just like bark, I guess bark mulch or something. Might have to try that. So for this guy, when I was putting this on, I got this like blob on here, and I'm gonna leave that. I might just change the shape of it a tiny bit, make it a little bit rougher looking, kind of like that. There. But I'm just gonna leave that because I'm curious to see if I leave this overnight, if it'll like if it'll solidify into like a rock. And if so, how it's gonna look. Is that it? Is that all of them? Nope. Oh wait. Yeah. Oh, this guy's still gotta do. So, oh, you bought some at a model train shop? Do they have the glue on the back? Because I like the fact that the ones, I think the ones I have are from Army Painter. I can't remember. Is it Army Painter? Is that the brand? I don't know where they are. But they have like a glue on them already, so you just peel them off with like tweezers and stick it on, and you can add a little bit of crazy glue to make it stick better. But they kind of have their own adhesive already. it made them very easy to put on. So what are you basing? Is it the orcs? RS Gaming, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, the ones with the glue, so much easier. Like you just get like little tweezers, pick it up, stick it on, and like I said, usually what I do is I just put a little bit of like a dab of crazy glue. Otherwise, if they don't have the adhesive, I find it hard to if I pick it up the tweezers, you go to put it down and then they just stick to the tweezers. Oh, you've been painting but not basing, eh? Well, that's kind of what I did with my orcs. I painted all of them, but I didn't base any of them until today. I feel like I'm missing some, but 2, 3, 4. Thanks, man. Yeah, I love orcs too. This is a model I painted a while back, a couple years ago. Here's another one. Yeah, I love the fun aspect of orcs. And even though I haven't really gotten into a lot of like modifying them or anything like that, I really like that aspect of it, of knowing that, once I build out the army and get something going, that I can start to mod some stuff and create some unique stuff. What was I gonna do here? Oh, I was gonna look at, maybe that's not a good example. So this is one of the orcs that I painted in the last week. Still not finished yet, but getting there. And let's see if I can find. Let's see. Here's one that I painted a few years ago. This one here is painted a few years ago. And this guy's skin color is lighter. It's like a lighter colored green. Which one do you guys think looks better? I might have to highlight this one a little bit more, but I think I kind of like the deeper green on this one. Yeah, the darker one, right? On the camera, they both kind of have a lot of contrast, but I'm just looking at it in real life. This one here kind of looks a little bit too pastel-y. Yeah, the darker one. So you know what I might do? I might wash these guys again. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to take one of these guys and I'm going to do another wash on him. And I'm curious if it'll darken it to make it look like the other one. Let's try that out. Why not? We're doing some experimenting, so... Let's get this thing clean first. Yeah, the darker ones are supposed to be the more experienced, stronger ones, right? But I want to try. Where did I put it? Whatever, I guess it doesn't matter which one. Whatever, I'll grab this guy. So I'm going to do a wash on him. Close this thing for now. I'll do a wash on him and see if I can darken it up. Now what was the wash that I was doing? I think it was this one. Maybe not. Man, I forgot what wash I used. I have to go back and watch my own stream. I don't think I was using like a Nuln oil, or I thought I was using a green one. Well, you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm going to use this one, Biel-Tan Green. And I'm going to see what kind of green that turns out to be. You paint your Tyrannus black? Dude, that is awesome. Do you have any pictures? I'd love to see what they look like. Let us see what this guy looks like when I wash him with a little bit of Biel-Tan Green. Now that I'm looking at this model, it doesn't look like I've even done a wash on him, ever. So maybe this green will kind of darken him up. I was just saying the other night that if I ever do a Tyranid army, I would want to paint them black, like a glossy, shiny black, with like yellow stripes to make them look like hornets or bees. Because I saw somebody do an army similar to that, and they look really disturbing. Like they just look mean. They look like a swarm of ugly bugs. I thought that looked really cool. So this guy is painted with this, or sorry, not painted, washed or shaded with Bealtan green, and I'm gonna put him right in front of this bottle so I remember which one it was. And then there's this other shade here that I picked up, which is Athonian Camo Shade. And I want to try using it as well. Bakapai or Bakapi? Not sure how you pronounce that. Bakapi? Bakapi. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. $2,000 points. That sounds like fun. So let's take maybe this guy. Sure, why not? I'll take this guy, and I'm gonna do Bakapi. 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 I'm gonna repeat it a few more times so I remember. Bakapi. Oh, so it's not bake-a-pie? Bakapi. Alright. Let's try this camo shade thing. I wonder how this one's gonna look. Ooh, interesting. I think this one's got a little bit more of a yellow to it. Like a camel green. Pretty interesting. RS Gaming, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. Hey, can I ask you guys a quick question? Just out of curiosity, how are you guys finding my stream? Are you just on Twitch and going to like the painting section or figurines, or are you guys coming through Facebook, or where are you finding my stream? I'm just curious. Once the base is dry, so I was just adding that texture paint today, and I'm going to, well, I can check in a second if they're dry, but I was thinking of just letting them dry overnight, just so that texture paint is really on there and dry, and then I'm most likely going to paint it a certain color, like a base color, for which I'll probably use like a watered down color, and then after that, once that's dry, I'll probably dry brush it. So obviously I don't want this gray color. I'll probably do something like I did here. Oh, cool. Okay. Alright, cool. So you guys found me on Twitch. So for this war boss, this one I use actual sand, right? Like I use this stuff here. Glue, and then just like, oh, come on. You know, like that kind of stuff. Modeling sand. And then after that I painted it kind of like a brownish color. And then I probably did like a wash on top of that. I don't know if I dry brushed this one yet or not. But what I'll probably do is try to match this base. So, you know, instead of that gray, I'll paint it that brown color right there. And then I'll wash it and then dry brush it. That is what I'm thinking right now anyway. You're a streamer too? Sweet. I'm gonna click and follow you. So that when you come online, it will be easy to find you. There we go. Alright, so this guy is, this guy here was shaded with Bealtown Green, and this one is Athonian Camo Shade. Pretty similar, but this one has, although the camera's probably not really picking it up that well, this one has a little bit more of a yellowish hue or tint to it, which is fine. I might actually paint some of them one and some of the other, because I think orcs should have different colored skin. They don't all have to look exactly identical. And then maybe like for these guys I might do a darker, an even darker color, and I'll probably go back to my war boss and I'll probably darken him up as well. Like this green that he's right now, it's too light compared to this guy. You can't have a war boss with lighter skin, come on man. I gotta darken him up, so he's gonna be nice dark deep green. This is such a fun model to paint. Let's see, has this stuff dried yet? Interesting. Yeah, this stuff is actually, it's pretty solid. You painted it for 7 years? Hey, Dirty Burger. How's it going, man?
Always know that you'll be safe. I'll be here throughout your days. Come find me and we will play.
Hey, Burger Man, I was watching your stream today and you had me cracking up so bad with that insect thing. Oh, man. The stuff you say just cracks me up. I think we have like a very similar sense of humor. Like, you kind of have this sarcastic kind of sense of humor. And I kind of tone it down a little bit. But it seems like you've been streaming for longer, so it's like it comes out even more in your streams. And I don't know, man. Just listening to you talk just cracks me up. Because it's some of the stuff that, like, I would say. Oh man, that's funny. And I'm not laughing at the fact that you've got this phobia of insects, because that's not really funny, but I'm just funny at the situation. Oh man. Alright, I'm gonna move these out of the way here. Actually, I'll put these guys. Do you have what you call them? Like screens in your windows at your place? These orcs are my own personal army. Some of them I painted a number of years ago. They're from a starter set of, I don't remember the name of it, but it was Orcs versus Space Marines. And I had so much fun painting the orcs. But I kind of was out of the hobby for a number of years and just came back, and I've been mostly designing and building terrain. And now I want to actually get a army finished. So I decided to build an orc army as my first 40k, like my first full built 40k army. So I went out, bought a bunch of orcs, started building them, and now I'm starting to paint them. Dude, in my old house, And I know they're not cheap. They're pretty expensive. It's actually kind of ridiculous how much window screens cost. But at my old house, we invested in some screen windows, or sorry, window screens. And I gotta tell you, man, it's like one of the best investments ever, because you can open up your windows when it's hot, and like you said, you can have your lights on, and it's like 0 bugs. It's awesome. So now, like at this house, the first thing when we moved in, the previous owners had no they had no window screens, and we're like, nope, that's the first thing we did. Like literally, we moved in, first thing we ordered was window screens. Such a good investment. And you know what, if you're painting in a room where it's just like one if you only have one window, I would just get that one screen, close the door, and then, because it's so nice to be able to open a window and not have stupid mosquitoes in the room and stupid flying bugs. They're so annoying. For one window, like a screen for one window, probably wouldn't be that expensive. Now that I've been living in a house with like every window has a screen, I really don't know how people live without screens. Like I go to a friend's house and there's all these bugs flying around. It's like, oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, man, it's a good investment. I'll definitely look into it. And like, my house has a ton of windows, so it was pretty expensive to get them all with screens. But if you're just talking about one room, like if you just get it even for the one room that you're painting in, and then close your door so they don't fly in from another room, open the window and have one screen, that would be awesome. You just capture them and paint them black and call them Tyranids. Hey, sounds good to me, man. I showed this earlier in the stream, but this is what happens when you let people who have never painted a miniature touch your miniatures. They're like, oh cool, can I see? Sure. They grab it, they drop it, and an orc loses his feet. Luckily they're orcs, so I'll glue him back together and he'll be even stronger. Forgot about this guy. Yeah, I'll put my war boss in the front here. One of my friends is building a Tau army. This is what he's gonna have to be up against. A swarm of orcs. It's gonna be fun. Orcs and orcs and orcs and more orcs. Hey, Rotten Cactus, welcome to the stream, man. I know you've been here for a bit. Orcs, orcs, orcs. So much orcs. Man, I still have so many more to paint. Yeah, I'll check out your stream, man. So you stream on Mondays? I think I followed you. Let's see. Yep, I followed you, so you'll pop up on my notification thing. Yeah, I'm gonna be logging off here in a sec too. 3:15 a.m. I gotta get a little bit of sleep. So yeah, I got the basing done on most of them. Well, pretty much all of them. Tomorrow I'm gonna try painting this stuff. I'll probably go with a color similar to this brown here. And then do a wash, dry brush, and see what they look like. And I also want to see what these two guys look like once these washes fully dry. Oh crap, I think I mixed it up. This is not the one. Where is the other one? Damn it. I mixed it up. I think it might be this one. I think it was this one. Yeah, I think it was this one. Once these washes are fully dried tomorrow, well, they're almost dry now, I'll take a look and see which one of these two greens I like better. I'm thinking this one, which is this Beal Tan Green. So I might use that as my wash for the rest of these slightly lighter colored orcs. But I'll let it fully dry till tomorrow and then decide. Team 315. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only night owl. Man, that's a lot of orcs. And I still got probably at least that much or more to paint. Alright guys, I am going to shut her down and see if I can get some sleep tonight. And I will see you guys on the next stream. I'm gonna try to stream if I can. Hey Run Cactus, thanks for the follow. I'm gonna try to stream. I don't want to say I'm going to commit fully to 7 days a week, but I'm going to try to stream as much as I can. It'll usually be around 11 p.m. or midnight Pacific Standard Time. Because I'm actually really enjoying these streams and hanging out with you guys and getting progress done on my orcs. So Kenju, thanks for the follow. You think I have to shorten it? But I just love watching Borat dance. Yeah, if it's if it's like if I get like one follow, I don't know, you know, like every 20 minutes or something, it's not a big deal. But sometimes when I get like 3 or 4 or 5 follows in a row, it's just like never ends. So yeah, I kind of agree. I might have to shorten that song up a little bit. Maybe what I'll do is I might just shorten the song a bit, but maybe leave the dancing Borat on, because he's funny. I'll probably play with that tomorrow during the day. Play around with some sounds and maybe mix it up a bit. Try a few different graphics, a few different sounds, and see what I like. Alright guys, I'm gonna log off. So I will thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the hopefully see you guys on the next stream. Take care guys.